Welcome back once again to the channel, and get ready because what is happening right now behind the scenes in WWE Raw is nothing short of absolute chaos and emotional fire, the kind of intense, raw, and deeply personal drama that explodes only when trust is shattered and alliances crumble in the most brutal way possible. Tonight, the backstage area is not just a workplace for the superstars of WWE. It has transformed into a battlefield of vengeance and betrayal, and in the very center of this storm is none other than Seth freaking Rollins, a man once known for his relentless ambition, his iron-willed focus, his ability to evolve with every challenge. But tonight we are not seeing the visionary, the architect, or even the charismatic world-class athlete we have come to know over the years. Instead, tonight we are seeing a furious and wounded warrior who has returned with revenge carved deep into his heart. 2 weeks ago, Seth Rollins suffered what many believed would be a career-altering betrayal, a shocking ambush at the hands of two men he once trusted, two men he brought under his wing not as hired muscle, but as future legends, men he thought he could guide to greatness, Bron and Bronson Reed. And lurking behind that betrayal, pulling the strings like some sinister puppeteer, was none other than the always dangerous, always manipulative, always calculating Paul Heyman, a man who has built an entire career on deception and control, a man who once again has proven that if you trust him, you are only preparing yourself to fall into one of his traps. The betrayal was not just physical, it was personal. These three men didn't just attack Seth Rollins in the ring. They tried to erase him, to humiliate him, to make a statement to the entire WWE locker room that Seth Rollins was no longer the man to beat. He was the man to destroy. They targeted Seth Rollins when he was at his most vulnerable, exhausted after a grueling match, and they didn't just attack him. They beat him down so viciously that he was forced onto the injury shelf. Doctors warned him to stay out of action. Commentators wondered if he would come back. Fans questioned whether this was finally the moment where Seth Rollins would fade from the main event spotlight. But Seth Rollins is not like other men. He does not disappear quietly. He does not back down from a fight no matter how dangerous the odds may be. So tonight, much sooner than anyone expected, Seth Rollins has returned to Monday Night Raw, not with a smile or flashy entrance, but with fire in his eyes and rage ripping through his voice. He is taped up. He is clearly still recovering from the brutal assault he suffered, but he does not care. Pain is not stopping him. Fear is not stopping him. Security is not stopping him. Nothing and no one will stop Seth Rollins tonight because he is hunting for Bron, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. From the moment the show went off the air last week, rumors began to spread backstage that Seth Rollins was planning something big, and tonight those rumors have become reality. The cameras follow him storming through every single hallway of the arena, pushing past production staff, ignoring officials, his boots stomping across the floor with violent purpose. He is demanding answers, and he's not asking politely. With fire in his voice he yells, "Where are they? Where are those cowards?" He kicks doors open, flips tables, and throws aside anything in his path as he hunts for the men who sold him out. Seth Rollins once believed he could trust Bron, a young superstar with a kind of power and potential that could define a generation. Rollins praised him, lifted him, even stood beside him in battles. But Bron chose betrayal. And Bronson Reed, a powerhouse in his own right, joined the ambush in a sad attempt to buy his place in Heyman's empire. But the truth is this betrayal was not an accident, not a random attack. According to whispers backstage, Paul Heyman had been planning this for weeks, maybe even months, slowly turning Breakker and Reed against Rollins by exploiting their ambitions and fear, feeding them poison until they no longer saw Rollins as a mentor, but as an obstacle. Paul Heyman plays psychological warfare like a grandmaster, and once again he has found a way to tear apart strong men with just a few carefully placed words. But tonight, Heyman's plan may be facing a brutal comeback because Seth Rollins is not just angry, he is focused. He has not returned to cut a promo or make threats from a safe distance. He has returned to find his betrayers and make them suffer. But here's where things get even more interesting. Rumors are circulating that Bron and Bronson Reed are not even in the arena tonight. Some say they were told to stay hidden. Others claim they were quietly pulled from the building under the direct orders of Paul Heyman, who is known to always be 2 steps ahead. If that is true, then Heyman is already moving his pieces again, avoiding direct confrontation until he can strike on his own terms. But Seth Rollins does not care about strategy or plans or timed attacks. He wants blood tonight. And whether Breakker and Reed show their faces or hide behind Heyman's orders, Rollins has made it clear that tonight he's going to burn this entire situation to the ground. WWE officials are panicking backstage, and security is scrambling to find a way to calm things down before someone gets seriously hurt. But make no mistake, the WWE Universe is watching closely because something massive is about to explode. This is not just a storyline or another rivalry. This is a declaration of war. Seth Rollins has made it clear that he is going to hunt down every single person responsible for what happened, and he is not stopping until his revenge is complete. Will Seth Rollins find Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman tonight? Will this escalate into something even more dangerous than expected? And is Paul Heyman really one move ahead, already plotting the next chapter in this deadly chess game? The only thing that is certain is that tonight will change everything. Stay tuned because this is just the beginning of something darker, more personal, and far more explosive than anyone realizes. This is WWE Raw Backstage Breakdown, and things are about to get out of control. But if you thought Seth Rollins storming through the backstage area was intense, things took an even more shocking turn just moments later. WWE cameras caught exclusive footage of Rollins cornering a terrified backstage interviewer near the production truck area. Seth grabbed him by the collar and demanded answers, shouting, "You've been here all night. Where did you see Paul Heyman go? Tell me where he is, or so help me." Before he could finish, multiple WWE officials rushed in, pleading with Seth to stand down, reminding him that he was still not medically cleared for in-ring action. But Seth didn't care about medical clearance. He didn't care about consequences. He didn't care about fines or suspensions. He wanted confrontation. He wanted retribution. He wanted justice, with his own hands. Suddenly, a voice echoed from down the hall.
Calm.
Calculated. Cold. "Seth, calm yourself. You're only going to make things worse." The camera turned to reveal none other than Paul Heyman, standing with his trademark smug expression, hands clasped together as if he had been expecting this moment. Heyman wasn't alone. Flanking him were security guards, his security. Seth's eyes burned with fury as he stepped forward, but WWE officials blocked his path. Heyman tilted high.